Right, so we've had quite an adventure today. So the water was very acid and the KH was 0. So we've added a whole bunch of shells and we're hoping that will help because we don't have any KH powder, because I would like to add KH powder. We've also found that the air stones are broken, so we've got them working for now. We also found that the heater was not heating the tank because it was only 22 degrees. So we found a spare heater and we've added that in now. I am concerned that there's no check valves on the air pumps, but at the moment everything looks fine. If the pump turns off due to the power going off, there is a risk of water draining back into the pump. There's a new filter on the tank now, and that's filtering very nicely. So a new tube in the light would probably help the color of the fish a little bit, and some color food, especially Dainichi's color, would probably help the color of the fish. And then it's also worth noting that Spectrum's probiotic is a really good food because it just helps to keep the tank nice and clean. And because it's got the probiotic bacteria in the food, and the probiotic bacteria means that when the fish poo, the bacteria in the poo eats the poo. But I have looked at the gravel in this tank and it definitely doesn't seem all that dirty right now. So we've dealt with what we can, and all the fish really look quite fine. I would like to see them on a bit of a diet though, because they're a little bit fat. So I probably would recommend not feeding these fish for a week, and that will give the bacteria in the filter time to re-establish. And I would definitely not recommend adding new fish until the tank's a little bit more settled with that filter. So probably at least 2 weeks. And I would definitely want to get a water sample before adding new fish, because what can happen is you can have some healthy, happy fish swimming around a tank and the water goes acid and the KH goes to 0. But the fish in there sort of get used to it and they seem to be okay. But then if you go and buy fish from an aquarium shop and they're coming out of different pH, then the fish from the aquarium shop can get sick, and then you can think that the fish made your fish sick, whereas it wasn't really the problem with the new fish. It's actually just that your water quality wasn't good, and therefore the immune system of the new fish was shocked. So always get a water sample and a little video of your tank running. And when you get a video of your tank running, you also want to video all your bits and pieces that you've got. So any sort of foods or whatever, make sure we can clearly see them all so we can give you the best advice that we can.